Hey everybody, today we are smoking a ham, and you can do this all year long. It's not just for Easter and Christmas. So I mentioned that this isn't just for Christmas or Easter, but you know what? It's when we think of it most. Today is actually Christmas Eve, and I'm going ahead and cooking up this ham. We're gonna get it all prepped and ready to go so that we have a good, freshly smoked ham tomorrow. It's gonna be good. This is a 10-pound, 9.8 pounds, but a 10-pound ham, and it still has the bone in it. This would probably be better if you could get one that was spiral sliced, though I couldn't find one spiral sliced, so we're just gonna do it like this, and I'm gonna score this to get some of that flavor deep into the ham. So what I'm doing is just taking a sharp knife and I'm scoring it, about a 1/4 inch deep down into the ham. I want this skin to sort of peel up a little bit and allow some places for the seasoning to penetrate into that. So you can see I'm just kind of going in a bit of an angle here just because I think that's going to look a little better. And I can remember my mom doing this as a kid, and she'd always like stick cloves in each of the little squares that she cut in the skin. The tough part of this is always marrying up the lines you did on one side with the other. So alright, there's my cuts. I'm going to just sort of follow these along here. Now we're going to start to go in the other direction. And if you look, you can sort of see here how we have these nice sort of openings in it. This is exactly what we want to see. It's a spot for all of our seasoning to get right in here. So let me show you how we're going to season this up before we go ahead and put it on the smoker and then get the glaze going. Now would be a really good time to kick on the smoker. Now you can do this anywhere from a low smoke like 225 or 250, and it could take 5 or 6 hours, imparts a lot of smoke. But I want to go there a little bit quicker. I like a little bit of the crunchier bits that we'll get on the outside, especially with the glaze we're going to put on in the last 30 minutes. So I'm going to do this at about 3 to 320 degrees or so on my PitBoss smoker. All right, let's go ahead and get our smoker fired up. Like I said, I'm going to do this at about 300 or so. Turn this on. Smoke, 225, 250, 300. I gotta count them out because my display's out on this thing. I keep saying I need to replace it, but you know, listen, it works. All right, let's get this up to temperature while we get this ham seasoned up. All right, now I went ahead and mixed up my own seasoning. If you buy store-bought seasoning, go right ahead. What I want to do is get this beautiful color on this, nice and dark, a bit reddish. So what I have is salt, pepper, garlic, onion powder, something called a Monito, or I have to look it up. I'll put it on the screen up here. It's a red Mexican seasoning. It's very mild, so it doesn't have a tremendous taste, but it does a great job of getting things very red color. A little bit of smoked paprika is in here as well, and just a touch of chili powder. So I just put this all into my little shaker here. I'm gonna cover up the top, shake this up real good, mix it, and we will start seasoning this. And we're just gonna liberally sprinkle this stuff on here. Now, you can rub some mustard on the outside of this if you want something to bind it. Mine's still damp from just unwrapping it, so I don't have a need to do that. But look at that color, beautiful color in this with that that Mexican Amanito, or god dang, that's not the right name. Whatever it says right up there. We're gonna get this thing heated up first, and we'll show you how to make the glaze in just a little while. So let's let this just rest a little bit. What we want is the moisture that's in the meat to sort of turn this into almost like a paste. It'll be perfect. Our smoker is heated up now at about 300, 305, and I went ahead and got a little bit of a pan here. The reason I'm doing this, I'm gonna put some parchment paper in the bottom. As I glaze this later, it's gonna make a really sticky mess. I'm just trying to make that a little easier for myself to clean up. These are aluminum pans, so you can just use like a Brillo pad, a steel wool, and get them really clean. Let's go ahead and get this put in the smoker. So I'm going to put this here, and what I'm doing is I'm going to elevate that other pan on top of it just to keep the bottom from burning very much. And in we put it. Let's go ahead and close this until we get an internal temperature of about 120 degrees or so, and then we'll cook it another 30 minutes with a glaze. All right, now we've got a while before we're actually going to use this glaze, but I think I'm going to go ahead and get it ready and just set it on the non-cooking side of the smoker. Let it just sort of heat up out there. It'll be fine. So I'm going to start with orange marmalade, and I want about a cup or so of this. Should be pretty close to a cup. I'm doing cranberry sauce, and I'm gonna do some of this cranberry sauce where it's just the sauce itself, right? Like that jello-y looking stuff. And then also got one that has whole cranberries. Now what we want is about a half cup of each of these because we want an equal amount of cranberry and orange. Okay, that'd be a little more chunky, and I want that because I think the texture will look good when we glaze this at the end. With these, we want to add a little bit more stuff here. I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of mustard. Now, I'm just using yellow mustard. You could also use a spicy mustard. Bit of cinnamon in here. We're also going to do a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. 1, 2.5. And now we want to go with about 1/4 cup of brown sugar. Maybe 1/3 cup. We'll see how it looks. My spoons are dirty, so I'm just using my hands. How's that? All right, and we just want to mix this up together, and then we're going to set this on the cool side of the smoker. And normally what we'll do is we'll just heat this up a little bit over the burner when we get ready to glaze this. It's not going to take much just to get this into a beautiful liquid glaze. That smells amazing. All right, so it's been about 3.5 hours later. Why so long? Well, I got busy doing other stuff and I completely ran out of pellets in the stove. Brines. Anyway, it is now up to temperature. Let me show you how we go ahead and heat up this glaze and get that over our ham. All right, just gonna get that glaze right on here. I just have this at low temperature, but you can see that this is looking good. You can see the orange marmalade in there. We're just going to heat it up so that it begins to get a little bit thinner, a little easier to pour over our top of our ham, but that is exactly what we want to see. Over here. Yeah, right here. Hey, do me a favor. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more like it, subscribe to the channel and click on that little bell notification so you get notified of new videos. Thanks. Man, that smells good. This glaze is looking phenomenal. Let me go ahead and pull this ham out. We'll just put it right up here on the board and you can see how we're gonna go ahead and baste this. But man, does that look good. I wanna be very careful because there's liquid in here and I do not wanna risk that liquid spilling on me here. Yeah. That looks absolutely amazing. All right, so I went ahead and I probed this just to make sure that it was done all the way through, and clearly it was. It's been on for hours, but this cranberry sauce glaze is looking great. Just gonna take this, scoop it on here, and let this stuff just run right on down it. And this is what we want. We want some of these chunks to be in there. That's exactly what's gonna give this some amazing flavor. Now this is gonna be absolutely amazing. We're gonna put it back in the smoker for just probably another 15 or 20 minutes. Just want that glaze right down the sides of this. And you see, it's got some chunks in it. It's got those whole cranberries in there as well. All right, we just put that back in the smoker for probably another 10 or 15 minutes. I'm gonna take it out after that, set it up here on the cutting board. We'll let it cool for about 10 minutes and then we'll get a couple of slices off of this. Absolutely gonna be delicious. Now you can do this with a spiral sliced ham, which will just get more of that flavor down inside of all of those openings, or you can score it like we did on this one. Anyway, this is gonna be delicious. Man. Just looks amazing. All right, a couple little pieces of this here. That one is a little dry on the outside, which is great. It doesn't have quite as much of the dressing or coating. All right, so let's give this a shot. Man, the flavor is unreal. Unreal. It's sweet from the cranberry and the orange, a little bit crunchy on the outside of it. That is good. Man. Well, I said one more bite, but apparently I lied. I'm having another. I'm getting some of that cranberry sauce on the bottom. That's it, y'all. Safe and happy grilling. I hope you have a wonderful holiday season, and I hope you do this not at the holidays. This is a wonderful thing to cook at home. Family will love it, and it's just a little bit special enough that they'll wonder, what's the special occasion? Bye, y'all. Safe and happy grilling. Oh, good, you're still here. Hey, listen, if you enjoyed this, check out our entire PitBoss Smoking series right up here and our whole Blackstone griddle top right down there.